All right, welcome to another episode of Otolini Cuisini. Got a Campari with me there, a Campari Spritz. This is the hour about what it would be in Italy, if it was this time in Italy, that we'd all be drinking a Spritz. And so I got one going, and that's going to start us off with this beautiful meal. Tonight, it's about pan-fried salmon. I learned this from an old Italian chef that I had at my restaurant Ragazzi one time, and he would set up this cooking spot in the middle of the restaurant with a big pile of nice, beautiful salmon fillets and this actual pan, and he would just start cooking salmon, and that became the special. And when that smell of that salmon in that pan, we were right on the ocean front, so the wind would blow through the restaurant, that would waft through the entire restaurant, and everybody ordered salmon. It was an unbelievable smell and presentation and beautiful way of cooking salmon. I've never put salmon on a grill since. It's always in a flat pan. So one of the keys to the salmon around in here is you want to find ones like this. This is beautiful. Notice the thickness of these guys. Here's another good one here. You notice the thickness of that. This is what you want to find. I'm not going to tell you where to find it, because then you'll know where to get it, and I won't always be able to get it. But always look for the thickest ones, and when you see a package of salmon for sale and it's got 2 or 3 pieces in it, make sure they're all this part of the middle fillet and not towards the tail end, which gets a lot flatter and thinner, and they don't always cook even. With this, you've got total control because of that thickness right there. That's what makes the difference. So, 1 second, I'm going to wash my hands here. Well, throw them on that for a second. So the key is we've got the pan. I've got it heated up a little bit already. You get it on kind of a medium heat. It's already pretty hot. You're going to get your kosher salt, your nice coarse cut kosher salt. This doesn't make it salty. This is what gives it the crust on the bottom and keeps it from sticking a bit. It'll stick a little bit, but that's why you're going to have a nice, very good metal spatula to get underneath that thing, and so you can get that crispiness though. So we've got this rice down in here. We've got the salmon. We're just going to lay it in there. Not going to mess with it for a few minutes. We're going to let it. That's going to get nice and crusty. Now in the meantime, what I've got over here is I've got a little pancetta that I cooked up a little tiny bit, and we've got olive oil. So what we're going to do with that, we're going to bring that up to a nice heat. I've got garlic for it. I've got both types. I've got chopped, which is going to go on the salmon afterwards, served almost raw, and I've got smashed, which is going to go in with the green beans to keep it from burning the garlic, but flavoring the whole garlic, or the whole dish. So as this kind of comes up, green beans are going to get tossed in that. Now at this point, I'm going to put my garlic in here. I don't need to cook that and so it's burning. I'm just going to cook it with the beans. So we'll get that down there on the bottom. We'll get the beans on top. We got the pancetta going in there, and that's beautiful. Man, I completely blew it. I'm sorry. You know what I'm missing here. What am I missing here? What do I cook with vegetables? Only cook with vegetables. What an absolute sin. I did not grab my anchovy and put the whole entire can of anchovies in there. God, I feel terrible. But I'm going to get over it, because now we're going to get this anchovy smashed in here. We might even get some of the garlic going with the anchovy. Ultimately, that anchovy is going to disintegrate into and melt into the oil and the garlic, and then we're going to be able to toss these green beans with God's gift of salt from the Mother Ocean. The grand, beautiful, flavorful anchovy. Now you can see how that's turned into a sauce already. That's an anchovy garlic sauce. Now we can toss those green beans in there. Meanwhile, over here, I've got the classic rice pilaf again. Beautiful rice pilaf. Remember what I said a couple times ago? Cook your rice, get it right, get a cloth over the top of it, put the lid back on, turn it off. Any extra steam is going to end up going into, come into that cloth, which makes it just beautiful. pancetta, green beans, garlic, and anchovies. A nice layer of salt on the bottom of the pan is going to get in there. Now, I'm going to do a little tiny bit of drizzle. You can add a little oil when you're using just a steel pan. If you use a non-stick pan, don't use any oil because you'll never get a crust. It just won't allow it. You're not going to get that hardiness. Now, if you can kind of see in here, I don't know if you can see on the camera, it's going to be hard to see. You can see that cook line coming up the side of the salmon. Maybe on this side. You can start to see the white coming up on the top. That's going to mean that it's coming up. You can actually kind of watch the salmon cook. That's one of the beauties. These beans don't need a lot of heat. All of that is cooked. I'm going to turn it off for right now. Just let them settle in. No hurry. Now we're going to find a nice, good metal spatula. This is going to be necessary to try to get truly underneath this guy, to try to get it. Let's see if we're crusted yet. We might be a little early. They're getting pretty good actually. We'll be able to do one last flip on it. Oh, the cameraman is on fire. Little special credit. Well, see, I kind of messed up on that. See how I messed up that crust? You got to be gentle with this thing. There's no reason to hurry along. So those will get nice and crusty on the other side. We've got a good crust on this side. And at the very end of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil in it. I'm going to throw the raw garlic while the heat is turned off. And then the parsley, and we're going to let it bathe in that for a second. And that garlic is just going to release its aroma and release its flavor, but not cook and not burn. And you're going to have that perfect aroma of that. This guy, even off, is simmering beautiful. All of a sudden you see, if you've got your prep and you're doing a salmon dinner, it's boom, 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 and you're done. While this video is on, 90% of this meal is being cooked. The rice I started 20 minutes ago, and that was it. So, as that salmon just about finishes, we're going to finish with this. The classic Campari Spritz. 1/3 Campari, 1/3 white wine, 1/3 soda. You can cheat and use Campari and Prosecco, but you're not 100% traditional. It's a little bit sweeter than you might like it. Aperol has gotten very popular, but I call that the kissing cousin of Campari. Campari is the bitterness that you really want. It's cute. Have a little Aperol if you need to, but go to the Campari. That's going to get you where you need to be. So with a little tiny bit of oil, they're almost sliding around. I'm going to do a little bit here just to kind of help these guys release, and I need my oil in it anyway for my toss. Whoop, look at that guy. He lifted off. The other one's lifted. Ha-ha! They are free to go. They're right where you want them now. They're browning. They're loose. The crust is one piece to the salmon now. And we're just about ready to finish it off. Green beans, done. Going to pop a little heat into them just to kind of finish off that heat. My salmon, I got to think, feel that? You can almost put your finger through it. Don't ever want to overcook perfectly fresh salmon because it's good before you put it in the pan. We're just adding some love to it as well. So I'm going to turn this one off now. That's going off. The pan is off. We're putting our garlic in. We're putting our parsley in. We're going to do one more nice little drizzle of olive oil just to add a whole lot of special love to that. Shake it up a little bit. Ooh, doggy. There we go. It's off. You see the garlic is starting to brown. That's perfect because it's off now. Salmon, cooked perfectly, simply in a pan. Green beans with pancetta. Doesn't get much better than that. And then a beautiful rice pilaf. And voila. What a boom. Bon appetito. That is Salmon 101 in a pan. Grazie, arrivederci, Otolini Cuisini. Ciao.